Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I hope you're having a positive and productive day. I'm Kel with the Planner Owl, and today I'm filming a detailed walkthrough of my wellness journal. You may notice this is the only planner currently in my rotation that's a bullet journal. I did use a ring agenda for wellness logging for a portion of last year, but I really missed the physical setup of bullet journals. Drawing lines and creating spreads is so relaxing, and I figured that using a bullet journal to log well-being would give me sort of the best of both worlds in terms of functionality and DIY design. Although my spreads are sketched out, I do have a printable version of my layouts available as a freebie in my resource library, so if you do find these spreads useful, then feel free to head over and download those. I do use more stickers and colored pens and washi and things in this planner compared to my others, so I'll link everything that I use down in the description, and as always, please leave me a comment with any questions or topics that you'd like for me to include in my next video. Without further ado, let's hop in. So the journal I'm using as my wellness planner is this little notebook by Rosie Papetree. It has a cloth cover. On the front it says Le Cahier, which is repeated on the spine along with notes, with the inside being a closed graph grid in light gray ink. It comes with a ribbon bookmark to mark your page and a pocket in the back to put stickers, notes, cards, or whatever else you want to throw in here. I do keep this little pin pouch by Cloth and Paper in the front. This came in their February subscription box and has come in handy so much since this is a notebook and there's not many pockets. And because I use a lot of colored utensils and things in this agenda, it's super helpful to have a pouch that can hold quite a bit that I can carry with the agenda, and this really solved that problem for me. I'll get to what I put inside of these in a minute, but this is a lifesaver, especially as I go from room to room. I don't know if Cloth and Paper is offering this for sale on their website just yet, but I'd imagine it'll pop up as an inventoried item soon. If you don't like this one, Etsy, Amazon, and Papier have several as well. So opening this up, the original notebook comes with 2 pages here. I just use this adhesive strip that I picked up from Michael's to glue these together. And then this quote is on every notebook. It says, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." Such a good quote for a well-being journey, or really any journey, whether it's budgeting, work, or other personal goals. And then you move into my setup. So you'll notice the first few pages have washi tape down the sides, and I decided to do this to help me separate my trackers from my food log, so visually I can quickly flip to the page that I need. So starting with the first page, here I just have my goals listed out. I do use quite a few stickers in here that I've collected over the years. At the top, I have fitness goals with 5 of my 15-month goals listed out. This fitness sticker and the golden arrow stickers are from one of the Exercise Happy Planner books, and the golden goal stickers are from this sticker pack from Michael's. Flipping over, you have my 2025 calendar. These monthly stickers are by Daisy Papers. They come in a few different colors, but I chose this sort of pastel color pattern, and this is where I mark days that I exercise and the starting dates of my cycle. The stickers I use for this are the micro dot stickers by Daisy Papers in the color Snow, and then these maroon colored ones by Nicole Hutch Designs. These are really old. She did close her shop, but I had these left over from last year, so in the spirit of saving money, I figured I could just use the leftovers here. This page is a 15-month weight tracker. I do take my weight every day and I log it here and in my food log, which I'll show y'all in just a second. And then I've got washi here just to add a little decor. Flipping over, you have my weight loss countdown, again, decorated with stickers from different shops. I do get a lot of comments asking where my stickers come from. Most of what I use throughout this planner came from Erin Condren and Happy Planner sticker books like this one. I ended up transferring most of them to these 2 albums to save space. I really used these a lot back when I did more decorative planning, but now that I'm in my functional planning era, I typically only use these in this agenda and my journal. Some of these may be discontinued, but Amazon has a ton of the older books available. It may take me some time, but I'll do my best to search for which ones I used and link the specific books in the description. This goal sticker specifically is from this Erin Condren Sticker Classic Collection Edition 4 book. This one is about 7 or 8 years old. If I find it, I'll also link it down below. But getting back to the spread, I like having a countdown in here along with my weight log. It helps me visually see where I'm at in time in terms of progress, better than just logging my weight. Each pound that I drop, I fill in with my dark blue mouth liner. I still have a long ways to go, but I absolutely love having a countdown. It's the best method that I found to help me stay accountable weight-wise, and again, helps me better see where I started, what I've accomplished, and how far I have to go. This did take a while to draw and sketch out, so as a reminder, I do have printable versions of these spreads in case you're not ready to sit down with a pen and ruler and draw a bunch of lines. So flipping over, this is just a blank page with a couple stickers, and then you have my measurement log. Here I just drew a silhouette with the 6 areas I'm focusing on for the year. These are labels that I printed on, but you can just write whatever categories that you're tracking out. I don't love my handwriting, so I just printed on these little labels that I've had for a while from Nicole Hutch Designs. Since this journal is for 15 months, I log my measurements every 3 months. You can obviously choose whatever cadence that you want, but just know sometimes it takes a while for your body to change. So if you take measurements too often, you may not see much change. So just something to note. I list my dates here and the measurements next to that. For thighs and arms, I do take left and right measurements. So I write the date here in the middle and the measurements on each side. And then flipping over, you move into my daily logs. These first two are my calorie and water logs. All of the flags that you see here are from Erin Condren, and the lettering is from this Happy Planner alphabet book that I picked up at Michael's. Looking at my calorie log first, this will obviously change from person to person, but the goal for me is to eat between 900 and 1100 calories a day, which is on my key here in black. If I eat less than that, it's blue, which is okay periodically, but long-term, not a good thing. And then if I eat over 1100 calories, I mark that in red. And similar to the blue, if I eat too much, that's okay every now and then, but not consistently. As you can see, it's been a rough year so far. There's far more red on here than I would like to see, but I've had a pretty tough start to the year, which I'll chat about when I get to my mood tracker. This is also a good time to bring up the pen pouch. This zip pocket is where I keep the red, blue, and black pen that I use in this section. I also keep a set of tweezers in here that I use for the stickers you saw on my calendar and the ones I use in my food log, which you'll see in a second. This is my water log. I use the same colors here for my key. Red is for days where I drink less than 5 cups a day. My target is 5 to 6 cups, and then blue is over 7 cups, which I do my best to hit. But realistically for me, if I can drink at least 5 cups of water a day, then that's a win for me. I don't get thirsty at all. It's something I've struggled with my whole life. I have alarms on my phone throughout the day to remind me to drink, which does help. I did buy this custom Swifty Stanley cup to help meet my goals. These are the large 40-ounce cups. So ideally, if I can drink 2 of these a day, I'm gold. But as you can see, most days I get anywhere from 1 to 1.5 of these cups, which ratio-wise is better than my calorie log, but still not where I want to ultimately be. But even though I have had a slow start to the year and definitely not at the milestone I want to be at, that just makes me even more motivated to overperform this month and the next to make up for the slower start, and I'm excited to see things start to turn around. Flipping over, you have my exercise and step log, and this is where I really start to color code a lot. For me, I've broken my exercise out in 4 main categories: cardio, strength training, active day, which would be when I'm out all day doing yard work, cleaning the house, or things like that. And then other, which would be like exercise classes, tennis, and other group activities and things. And then of course, black for none, which unfortunately is what's dominating this spread for the first couple months of the year. Looking back at my planner pouch, the pens I use here are the Stabilo fine liners, and these sit in the front pocket so they're easy to grab. And then you have my steps log, and this I have broken down into 4 categories as well. More than 10,000 steps is marked in blue, 5,000 to 10,000 is purple, 1,000 to 5,000 is in red, and less than 1,000 is in black. And this is where I really need to do the most improvement. Not only do I sit in meetings all day, but I also work from home. Then when I log off my work computer, I hop over to my personal computer to work on planning videos and things with my channel. So getting enough steps in takes conscious effort, and that's something that I'm definitely prioritizing moving forward. But tracking steps is a really great way to ensure that you're moving your body and staying active. As we all know, sedentary lifestyles can lead to all sorts of health problems down the road. So being able to see your habits over time, it gives you an accurate look at your movement and activity levels, so you can have that honest conversation with yourself about where you are and what you need to do to improve your lifestyle. Next, you have my mood log, and this is one tracker that I honestly think everybody needs to have, since mood can impact so many other areas of your life. For me, I've broken it down into 6 categories: excellent, good, decent, meh, bad, and horrible. I did compare this to last year's log, and I noticed that last year I had twice as many good days compared to this year, which makes sense given that this year I have struggled so much with my anxiety and overall happiness. I'm in the process of looking for a new therapist with my health plan, but given the current state of the country and new priorities around relocating outside of the country, I've had to put a lot of my plans on hold that have really impacted my timeline for my personal, work, and business goals that I'd originally set for myself for 2025. I've been working really hard to balance everything, but honestly, it's extremely tough and stressful, and it's putting a wrench into a lot of things that I wanted to do, particularly around my channel and creating content. Looking back at January and February, I can see that it's had a significant impact on my overall mood and mindset, which unfortunately impacts my exercise, what I eat, my blood pressure, as you'll see here, and just my overall motivation. But I think the best thing about this tracker is it helps to identify patterns, which makes it easier to recognize those periods or timeframes where you tend to struggle, so you can acknowledge it and take action. And then you move into my blood pressure log, and this is something new that I'm tracking this year that I didn't track last year. This log is where I color code my reading based off the American Heart Association's chart, and this accompanies my full chart where I write out my individual pressure each day here in the back. Many people probably don't need to monitor their pressure this closely, but last year, around the time I started having issues with kidney stones, my blood pressure skyrocketed out of nowhere. So now I take it each morning so I can keep an eye on it. I've never had high blood pressure before until last year, so it's incredibly important that I continue to monitor this so I can give my doctor accurate updates. This sticker here is from one of the Erin Condren books. I think it's this one, and then the color chart matches the color chart for my blood pressure cuff. This one is from Amazon. I'll link it down below, but it's super awesome, and it has this little case and an app to track your pressures as well if you want to use it. Flipping over, you have my symptom log, and this is where I write down all of the symptoms I experience in that specific day. For me, I have a list of the most common ones here, like headaches, stomach aches, cramps, fatigue, allergies, anxiety and depression, muscle aches. And then for me, I have kidney stones listed here since that's something I do experience from time to time. And then other would be those random one-off things like toothaches, sore throats, and other things like that. Because you can have multiple symptoms in one day, I designed this log with 3 boxes per day. And again, it's a good way to monitor how you're doing and keep track of how you're feeling, especially if you have chronic pain or maybe you have recurring headaches and you're not sure where they're coming from. You and your doctor can look back at this and have an idea of what's normal or anything that may stand out as a particular concern. It's also a good way to see what other things you're experiencing at the same time. So maybe you've had an awful migraine for a week straight and you look at your blood pressure and mood and see similar abnormalities on those trackers. There may be something bigger going on that can give you or your healthcare provider a clearer picture. And then the last tracker is my medicine log, and similar to the others, this will look different depending on what medicine you normally take or anything that you're prescribed. For me, I've pretty much got the basics here: over-the-counter pain meds, allergy meds, pepto, nausea, anxiety meds, sleeping pills, cold medicine, topical. This would be like Orgel, Neosporin, things that go on your skin. And then other would be those medicines that you take periodically. So this would be things like antibiotics, muscle relaxers, and other similar meds. So like the symptom log, since you can take multiple types of meds in one day, I allotted 5 spots for each day in case there's a day I feel particularly terrible and I end up taking a lot of medicine. But the goal here for me is to hopefully get to a point where I rely less on meds, which I think will end up happening naturally as I continue to drop pounds, eat healthier, and exercise more. I think that in itself can cure a lot of aches and pains that can pop up, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what this tracker for me looks like next April, which marks the end of my 15-month closely tracked wellness journey. My overall well-being journey will still continue, but my goals should be different. On the back here, I just have some washi and some floral stickers, and then you move into my food log. So my food log is the last section in my wellness journal, and this is where I track what I eat, the number of calories, I check off if I took my vitamins, my weight, and then any notes if I choose to write any. I don't always write notes each day, but if I feel like it or if something particularly interesting happened, then I'll jot a few words down. Since fitness is a priority of mine for 2025, this is where I use a lot of motivational stickers as well, so you'll see a lot of that as I flip through. I also decided to do a split column setup to save space and to get the most out of each page so I could fit a full 15 months in this journal without having to purchase 2. I separate each page with a line, so I sort of have a running log, and then each date I highlight in pink, and the total number of calories I highlight in blue. The ruler I use to make these lines, I also keep in my planner pouch here behind my Stabilos. It's just a little plastic one I got off Amazon, and then the weight stickers are from Daisy Papers, and I use these to write my weight for each day. I do have my master weight log in the front that you've already seen, but I decided to write it here as well so I could see the fluctuation between the number of calories I'm eating and what the scale reflects the next day. I mentioned this in my last wellness video, but I think it's worth mentioning again because it's so important. But if you do log your weight every day, just know that it will fluctuate, especially if you're a woman. With water retention, your cycle, bloating, stress, menopause, perimenopause, certain supplements. I mean, there's so many things that can affect that number on the scale. So if there's a day where you barely eat anything and the next day you've gained weight, please know that you didn't actually gain pounds. It could be water weight, or things could be happening hormonally, or a number of other things. I'm not an expert by any means, but I know a lot of people can get discouraged when that happens, so I wanted to mention it. It's motivating for me to log every day, but there's a lot of people who shouldn't, and there's nothing wrong with that. Weight loss requires a calorie deficit, so as long as you're staying consistent on whatever you and your doctor has determined is your calorie target for weight loss or weight management, depending on your goals, then you'll have success. For me, based on my age, weight, and activity level, and resting metabolic rate, 1,100 calories is the daily max I can eat to remain in a calorie deficit. So I have a pretty strict diet I have to follow. Yours may be 1,500 calories or twice that much, but whatever it is, as long as you're staying at or below what your individual max is, you will see results. So be patient. Give yourself grace. Know that it's okay to have bad weeks or months, as you see in my case, but as long as you have hope and you don't lose your overall focus, then I promise you, you will see success on whatever your wellness goals are. And that really wraps up the setup of my wellness planner. Again, for me, tracking my fitness is the best way to keep myself accountable and make sure that my goals are always visible. I know that I'm behind the 8 ball, but because it's logged out, I can't deny where I've been falling short, and it helps me see the areas where I need to improve. The other great thing about having wellness trackers and a wellness planner is that you can see how each area of your life impacts the other. So for example, on the days where I exercised, my mood was better and my anxiety levels decreased. And on the days I met my calorie goals, not only was my mood better, but my weight loss was much more consistent. One thing that I don't track, but a lot of people do, is sleep. So if you do struggle with getting proper sleep, that could be a tracker that you can add to your routine. The point is, whatever part of your life that you want to improve could benefit from having a tracker or log to monitor your progress. I really can't wait to start seeing results from my list of goals here. One of the most satisfactory moments is seeing your hard work pay off. I mentioned this in my last Instagram reel, but I've had so many competing priorities this year that unfortunately a lot of my goals here have fallen by the wayside the past couple of months, but I think I've found a good balance. The main one being adding a home agenda to my routine, which has helped me tremendously in managing a lot of the new tasks that I have that have been taking a significant amount of time. That walkthrough is coming soon and I can't wait to show you guys. As a reminder, the wellness log inserts are available for download. Right now they're in A5 size, but if there's a specific size that you need, just let me know. Lots of videos are coming, including my business planner and home agenda setup, part 2 and 3 of my beginner planner series, and possibly a moving series. I've received so many DMs and emails ever since I mentioned that I'm in the beginning stages of planning to leave the country, and so many of you reached out for details and moving checklists, how I'm saving money for that, what I'm using to plan. So if you're interested in a planning to move series, let me know in the comments, and I guess I'll have to add that to the lineup. But that is it for this walkthrough, you guys. If you found this video helpful and you do want to see more planning and organizational content, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps my channel out a lot. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram for more planner tips and inspo, sending positive vibes your way. Until next time, stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day.